we came out on the positive end this time. So real excited about the performance of our team. And as I said to him in the locker room, I think that was a total team effort. Offense, defense, special teams all needed to do their part to pull that victory out. So that's what I said to those guys, and we're just excited to be on this side of things this week.
Mark, your defense held them to 63 yards in the second half after you had 270 in the first half. What changed? What adjustments did you make? What changed?
Well, our defensive coaches get together, obviously, and I talked with them briefly, but I'm not there when they do all the adjustments, and I'm not there when they talk to the positional players. You can't be at all three different phases at the same time. So, really, I think part of it, to be honest with you, and you can ask Malik because he's the one that's getting the instruction from his positional coach and coordinators on that side of the ball, Coach Adams and Coach Pennypacker. But I think sometimes it's just settling down, settling in. No matter what you do during the course of the week, and I've said this before, our scout teams are doing a great job and they're doing the best job they can, but no matter how well they do it, it's not the same speed and not the same precision as what the opponent does because that's their system. So in the first half, I think we just missed some things or at times tried to do too much. So our focus at halftime, from my perspective, on all phases was just go out and do what the call requires you to do. Each guy do your 111, do your job. And I think it may be as simple as that, to be honest with you, but Malik might be better off to ask that one.
How much of a momentum changer was Drew's interception?
Huge, huge. The ball was intercepted inside the 10. They're on another scoring drive. If they get a strike there and go up 2 scores, I'm not going to say that's going to deflate us on the sideline, but it's going to be a huge momentum in their favor. And, that was just a big turnaround. Whenever we can get a turnover is always huge. And, as well as the game started on the opening kickoff, we were real high, but then we kind of came down before the half. And my challenge again to the guys at the halftime, and I think they responded, was you got to have that passion, that energy, that enthusiasm, all the stuff we had on that opening kickoff. It's got to carry for 30 minutes. And I think our sideline was a little different in the second half from what I could tell.
Malik, in that second half, what was the attitude of the defense coming out?
I believe our hand was forced. It was nothing that we could do that we were doing in the first half. We had to change something up, and it wasn't the scheme. I feel like the focus was the change, and the focus was a change from my perspective because in the first half they got a lot of big plays. It wasn't 11 play drives or anything. They had like a couple outside zones that went for like plus 20 or something like that. And then the QB run, he had 2 plus 20-yard draws that went for touchdowns. And I feel like we took the run out of the game the whole game, but it was just keeping the quarterback contained because he's been the focus of their offense, and that's been our focus the whole week. And I feel like we kept him contained in the second half, and that was our focus. So that's what led to the 63 in the second half.
Did you do anything differently though to keep him contained? Because those runs seemed to come when pass protection broke down and he was able to get up the middle.
Did we do anything different with our scheme?
Yeah.
Nah, we called fairly the same calls, but it was the fits that we did that we had to change. Like that's where the focus. That's why I feel like the change was in our focus. We had to see where we were getting open gaps at, and people started filling their holes, and we kept them. If you fill every hole, he can't break out anywhere, and that's what we had to do in the second half.
How big of a deal for you guys was Drew's interception?
Oh, that was huge, especially because they were driving down the field right after half, and it was a little break in between. Somebody got injured or something like that, and while we had that break, we talked to each other like, this is what we got to do. We've been talking about getting some turnovers. We haven't had that many in the last couple of weeks, and we've been fishing for one. We've been hungry for one, and Drew. We spoke it into existence, but sometimes you speak it into existence and it doesn't come. But when it comes, then that's confirmation, and then I feel like that confirmation is what gave us the momentum for the rest of the half.
Daniel, I know Coach was talking about this week protecting the football was key. Mm-hmm. You guys didn't you had a fumble, but you only had the 1 turnover and none in the second half. What was different about this week than the previous 3, especially for you, because I know you've had some picks in those games.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think we just did a better job taking care of the football, making better decisions. And it's always nice when you can establish the run game and get guys going in the run game. It opens up windows, throwing the ball down the field. I think running the ball is the easiest way to cut down on turnovers.
And from an offensive standpoint, how big was Drew's interception? Because they're driving, and like Coach said, that could be a 2-score game right there.
I mean, of course, the interception's huge, but the way our defense played in the second half, and when we went and scored, tied it up, and they got another stop, you could feel the momentum, kind of the whole second half start to tilt our way. The sideline felt different. The energy was just completely different in the whole stadium.
Can you talk about, Daniel, about breaking that 3-game losing streak, now getting back on the positive side of the level, or ledger, and what that means for the team?
We knew we just had to kind of mentally break through what happened the past like month, past 3 weeks, whatever. And no matter how ugly it is, we just had to get in the win column. And I think we fought today. We were down going into halftime, and we came out defense, played exceptionally well in the second half. Offense took care of the ball, did what they were supposed to do, and got the job done.
How key was the offensive line opening up those holes in the second half?
Like I said, whenever you run the ball, it gets things going for the whole offense, and that gets the offensive line. I mean, that's all on them.
I know the young on team was here this weekend, and they were in the locker room before. What did they say to you guys? Did they say anything, or?
I didn't let them know.
No? Okay.
There was a lot of them in there, so just the presence was good. If you ask one who knows, we'd have been late coming out. You know what I mean? Because who knows how many of them would have wanted to say something, how much they would have said. So, no, I talked to him last night. Terry Thomas, our linebacker on that team, he was at practice last night, so he did address the team last night, which I thought he delivered a nice message. Basically, it was, play as hard as you can for every play, 6 seconds at a time, and just go till the end of the whistle. And so that was a good message. But like I said, we just wanted their presence in there. I told them last night when we had a little reception for them, I said, guys, love to have you in the locker room. I'm not going to ask any of you to speak, and we'll go from there. So they were in there, but they didn't get to say anything.
Did they bring good karma, though? 'Cause
We
you
won.
were hoping that.
We won. We won. I don't know where it came from, but these guys did the performance, and, I give all the credit to our current team, obviously, for going out there and getting the job done.
Daniel, John O'Connor from the Richmond paper. You've beaten, the Wildcats have beaten Wayne and Barry, and the Wildcats have beaten Richmond. Did these feel different for you, given your address, and the lack of scholarship offers coming out of Tuscarora High School?
No, every win kind of feels the same. I mean, every football game, you got to treat it the same way, which means you got to celebrate every win for 24 hours and then get back to work on Sunday afternoon. So whether we're beating a team from Virginia or beating a team from Wisconsin, it doesn't really matter as long as we win the game.
Or did this win, do you think, put you back in the conversation about the a possible playoff berth?
About what?
A possible playoff berth?
No, I heard what you said. We got to focus on what I don't know. We can't control any of that. We just got to control what we can control in playing a game. So I don't know where we are in the conversation. I don't know where we are ranked. We'll let the pollsters take care of that stuff. We just got to, like Dan just said, celebrate this one for the next 24 hours and get back to work tomorrow, get ready. And we have a short week. We have a Friday game next week. So this will be a different feel and a different week, even though it's home, which I like. We haven't had a Friday or a weekday game in a long time. So we got to, make sure we get our focus to be ready for the next opponent.
Now, was there more of an emphasis for you to run the ball late in the game? And I know there was a time in the fourth quarter you had 3 or 4 runs in a row. Was there just an emphasis for you to take matters in your own hands?
No, it was just do your job, read your guy, and they gave me a read that told me, hey, pull the ball and take it yourself. Had they given me a read to give it, we were talking about D. Will rushing for probably 200 yards right now. It was just part of the game plan, honestly.
What changed offensively in the fourth quarter? You got those 2 big scoring drives in a row.
We did our job. I mean, we did what we were supposed to do. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers or penalties. And even if we did, we converted a big 3rd down, 4th downs, whatever we had to do. And we ran the ball well.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Okay.
All right. I'm taking somebody.